Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 8th of October, 2022. We have our wonderful, wonderful special guest and beloved
Hello, everyone,
channel,
and welcome. This is Karen.
Jim Charles. So, hi, Jim. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing very well. And how are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you
Yeah.
for hosting today.
I'm happy to be back. And yeah, so I missed everybody last week. And I hope that everyone who is in Florida or surrounding areas, if you were impacted by Hurricane Ian, I hope you're having a easy time of it. And if you're not having an easy time of it, sending you all so much love and hoping that everything goes better and you get everything that you need for repairs and reparations and things like that. And hopefully no one was hurt or anything like that. Okay, so we have in the room today, we have Angie, Barbara, Christine. Oh, I said Barbara twice. I was looking at Barbara and then I said it, Barbara already. Benny, Celeste, Joan, Susan, Gulner, Wendy. Who else do we have here? Did I say Christine? And we have Celeste. There he is. Okay. And myself. I think there's someone else here, but I can't see them. There's 12 people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I missed you or not. Anyway, welcome here. Angie, do you have some announcements as I try to find out the missing people that I'm not announcing? There's Stephanie's iPhone. See, I knew there was somebody else here.
Yes, good morning. Yes, today is a great day just because. In regards to announcements, we have the channeling class coming up next weekend, Saturday, October 15th, 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. There are still positions available. This class is, enhancing your skills, building on them, teaching you more channeling. So if you're already a channeler, it will help. If you have not channeled before, this is will also all of it is encompassing. There'll be direct instruction for individual people. That is, excuse me, $150. Email classes@hucolo.org if you're interested in that. Again, it's next weekend, Saturday, October 15th, 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Jim will be channeling in that class. The second class that we've got available will come up in January. The name of the class is Tarot Masterclass, basically focusing on connecting with your higher self so that they can help your teachers, guides, and past lives. If you're interested in that, again, classes@hucolo.org. I will get the information out to you.
Okay. I just wanted to say about the channeling class that it is going to be different this time. There's a new kind of energies that are going to be taught in this channeling class. I'm not sure what that is, but I was told that it'll be much better for the individual because they're going to work individually with each one that come, and that the information should be a little bit more helpful this time.
Thank you. Someone just wished us happy birthday in the YouTube chat. Is it Hucolo's birthday that I didn't know about?
Well, it's your birthday on Monday.
Yeah, but the person in the YouTube doesn't know that. Maybe Hucolo is having a birthday today. Well, if anything, happy birthday to Hucolo too. That'd be nice to think I was born around the same time as Hucolo. That'd be wonderful.
I don't know what birthday that would be.
I don't know when you start. Do you remember when Hucolo started? Do you have a memory or not?
Hucolo started around, maybe around this time in 2013. It's somewhere around this time. That is correct.
Well, to the person Geisfula in or Geisfula in the YouTube chat says happy birthday to Hugo. We will accept your happy birthday. Thanks. So thank you for that. Okay, so let's start. We've had some people come in. We've had Stephanie and Luba, and who else has come in? A couple other people, 3 or 4 other people come in. We're now up to 15 people in here. Okay, let's see. We have some requests. If you have requests, I see Susan just added a new one. Okay, the requests we have so far are Takara, Elijah, Sphericos, the first Empress. We have someone who can talk about the galactic wheel dream of an alien invasion from Joan, Swami Vivekananda, Lord Kutumi, Ben Ra, the Ferroc, and Joan of Arc. And in the YouTube, someone's asking from a Patal. Tay is asking for a Patal being. And Gisfola, oh, is Gisela is saying that. She's been here since the beginning. Do you know Gisela, Jim?
The name sounds familiar, but I have never channeled her.
No. She's in the YouTube chat. She says her name is Gisela.
Oh yeah, so I know, yes.
And she said she's been here since the beginning, and so that's why she
Yes.
remembers.
I know who that is, yes.
Okay. Well, at least you know and we don't, and I'm glad you know. So thank you for reminding us. All right. And then someone, Veritas would like someone from the Yael, if it's possible. Okay.
Okay.
And King asked for the queen or king of the Lyra. The Lyra beings.
Okay.
Okay.
Lots
That's
of
a lot.
requests. Okay.
And Earth Dragon on Endorus, mermaids, and Mary Magdalene. So you got a plethora of beings to choose from here.
Okay. Overwhelming. But okay,
Yeah.
we'll see who comes through though.
Okay. We'll see who
Great.
comes through.
Bless
All
you
right.
first, or
Love
bless
you,
you
everybody. Think good thoughts and bring your
We didn't do
energy.
blessings. We didn't do blessings.
Go ahead and do blessings.
We got so excited about our birthday.
Yeah.
We started our blessings. We'll go Barbara, Michelle, and then Angie. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. Go ahead, Barbara.
Tasha here hana hata ko here ha. Here sisiata hana here kakshia. Ko haha here ta hatia ta huta. Ihe ni hata hata ho. Here ha here ha no kia sia. Ki hata here ta hata kitia. Kiana hata ha kiaka. Here ta hokoshiata. Namaste.
There are many energies here for all of you, and you must separate them and know what they are for. There will be teachings on this within your own mind and spirit. There will be teachings on this in your meditations and thought processes. Bring in the energies properly, and you will grow and expand. It is time for the expansion to begin.
Hia koanya hahia garato. Ia gonya haya garata. Ia ganya haya. Dorodonya hai. Ia garata. Tia korata. Namaste.
The physical holds you back from the spiritual. Make sure you release it enough so that you can reach higher realms. Release it enough that you can touch something different, to inspire you to become greater, to inspire you into higher levels.
Namaste.
The light fractals that are coming in now carry more information than normal. They carry the information of the future. They carry the information that must be used now to prepare for the future. Be aware of all who you are and all what you do, so that you are able to move forward in these times of difficulty.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So you have your water. You're ready to go?
Check.
Okay, great. All right. Whenever you're ready, and we look forward to whomever you're bringing forward. And thank you for being here. And we'll see
Thank
you when you
you.
get back.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you all of you for being here, and we'll see who comes through.
Okay.
Greetings. I am Elijah.
Welcome, Elijah.
Thank you. Today will be short. I just wanted to let you know that it is a time to bring together and focus your thoughts. Focus them on the positive, the spiritual, those things that are uplifting, those things that are higher than yourself. You must understand that this is a time that is a time for change, a time for growing, a time for enhancement, a time that is been set aside in God's mind for each and every one of you to move forward. Many of you are moving forward even as we speak, but you can be moving forward in many ways, not just one way or another. Remember to focus on all your talents, all the things that are part of you, that need to be expressed, that need to move forward, and give all to who you are and become the greatest being possible. All that you are is the energy that you are. God is that energy of the universe, and God has given you this energy through the soul to become all that you are meant to be. Uplift yourselves by doing the right things and moving into the right frames of thought, the right elements of understanding, and the right seeking of wisdom and compassion and beauty. And he has so many things happening within my mind at the moment that it's hard to express them all. You understand that you are the tools that he uses to create a new world, and a new world it shall be. Keep in mind that you are important. You are someone that must be used in a way for God that you may not even be aware of yet. But it will happen. It will happen, and you will know it. But I want to tell you also one more thing. Many have been used all over the universe in their astral projections, in their thought processes, even in what they would call abductions. Many of you have been helpful to the world, to this planet, because of your dedication and your willingness to do these things. Thank you very much for that. And God wants to thank you for your giving, for your understanding, and for your allowance. Thank you for your love and for being who you are. And he understands that this is an interesting and very different world in which you live in than any other time in any of your past histories. Be well, he says. God is with you and wishes only the best. Even though there's darkness on the horizon, it will be overcome.
Is it possible to ask a question of Elijah?
He is still here.
Okay. Michelle?
Thank you. Thank you, for, Elijah, for coming and being with us. And thanks, Karen. I have a question, please. I did the eulogy at my mother's funeral in January, and it's not something I would normally step forward and do, but I had the strong push to do it because I felt that somebody may have needed to receive that message. Did I get that right? Was somebody really pushing me to do that so that I could, transfer that message to or transmit that message to somebody who needed to hear it.
Your mother was the one pushing. Your mother wanted you to speak. Your mother wanted you to let people know that what you had to say was important. And so it was her that pushed you along.
Okay,
She
thank you.
wanted you to say what you said.
Yes, okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do. What was it received? You know, it was so
received in the subconscious by many, but it was also received in the conscious by many. The thing is, they did not all understand it completely, but they will come to.
yes, okay. That's what I felt. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. There was a strong pull for me to be here today. Who is calling me?
Who are we speaking with, please?
I am Vivekananda.
Yes, that was Salesh. Salesh?
Yes, hello. Greetings, Swami.
It is a good time for us. Greetings.
Yes, I wanted to ask you more about someone who is following the path of oneness and non-duality. Ideas or suggestions for someone like me who's on this path?
There is oneness. Oneness is a good thing and oneness will occur. But there is duality in the world and you must not overlook it. You must be aware of it in its own thoughts and its own reality. But remember this, the oneness is where unity is, where love is, where a great magnification of self is, and the great understanding of self is. Also, the understanding of all those around you. For once you understand yourself more, once you are brought into the understanding of actually who you are as a human, who you are as a spirit, and who you are in many ways, you will understand that others can be understood in different ways. Because you will find yourself to be multifaceted and not of one thought or not of one mind or not of one body either. Everything will become one. When you become one with everything, then it does not matter what you think or do. You are integrated with all that is. And all that is will integrate with you. And so therefore, you will not need a name, a number, or a code. You will know your molecules from other molecules and be identified for your realness and not for a name or a label. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does make sense. And awareness of it, yes.
Good. This is an advanced thought, but yet it is a thought that must be advanced. And it is a thought that others may embrace, because there will come a time in the far future, or whenever that time will come for each and every one of you, that you will not be in a physical being. You will not be who you are right now. And your physicality will not matter, because you will be of the oneness. You will be of that which is all things. You will become part of all that is, and you will be able to know all that is in many ways, if you allow that. Now, God knows much more than you will ever know, but you will be allowed much more information than what you have now, because you will be able to use it properly. You will be able to bring it into the thought process that is necessary for each and every one of you to be what is necessary. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. And question for you, in your lifetime, how far were you able to advance in this journey?
Not as far as I am now. But let me tell you this. My advancement was important to me, but to nobody else. And when I taught and spoke, that advancement came through so that others could be edified and brought forth and rise up into an understanding that was beyond just me. I was there to serve. I was not really there to lead, but my service was a leadership position. So therefore, I served the people that I spoke to. And now it is time for many to speak out and teach others what needs to be known about the oneness, about the trueness of the nature of each and every one of you. And that is that the spirit matters more than the body. And the body is only there to house the spirit. And the spirit is of a good nature if you allow it to be. If you send it into the good and positive natures of this realm, then it will end up a good and positive framework.
Makes perfect sense to me. I thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Thank
It
you
may
so
be a little hard to understand for some, because that sounded a little bit contradictory, but it is not if you would examine it from the spiritual side. The spiritual side is to overcome that which is of flesh and blood, that which is of the mundane. You must understand that the body is important right now, and it actually is something that you must overcome, just as you must overcome the negative emotions, just as you must overcome many things. The body also must be overcome so that the spirit may be prominent, so that the spirit may be what it is to be.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't have any other questions for you, but it was very nice that you were able to bring that message so beautifully and eloquently.
You're welcome. And I will be watching over some of you because I see that some of you have requested for me to come to you, and I will.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I will bring another.
Yes.
I am coming to you very clearly now. It took me a while to become part of this realm.
Who are we speaking with?
I am an early empress of this world.
Oh, welcome.
I may not be the one that she has called, but I certainly have information that would help these people and this world.
We're very happy to have you. Welcome. Christine, did you have a question?
Yes, when you were an empress, Did you can you see the Empress of China?
Yeah.
Did you have to use the same means that she had to in order to remain an Empress?
No, her reign was different. Let me tell you about her reign. She was a very good person and a very wise individual and had great intelligence. And she was noted for these things. And that is why the people chose her as their ruler. She was many things that they were not. And she was very wise beyond many of them. She was motherly, but yet she was also firm. She was generous, but she was also very conservative in many ways because she knew exactly how much to give to each, or should I say, to the realm that she was reigning over.
That is the Empress I was recalling.
Yes.
Yes.
She had a great wisdom about how to do what she was doing. And she proved herself over and over again with her people. And they understood that she was the right choice. And they prayed for her to not ever go away. And that is why she ruled for so long, is because the people prayed for her always, because they loved her and respected her and felt great compassion for her, because she did suffer in this position. There were those that would come up against her in warlike fashion, and she would have to deal with these things. And of course, she was not a warlike person, but yet she had to fight her own battles and sometimes had to send people into battle which she did not agree with. But it was the only way to save the people.
Can you recall her name to me?
I do not know her name.
Okay.
I see her. She was not big on names.
I know.
Some names are not to be spoken for reasons I do not understand. If they wanted me to say her name, they would give it to me.
I thank you for coming through and reaffirming that such a person did exist, such a large person of such a beautiful heart existed, and for such a long time.
Her name was Kalia Kakatutoria. Kalia Kakatutoria. That is a very ancient name. Very well.
Thank you very much.
If there are no other questions.
I don't believe so.
Yes. The visitations today will be brief, probably, but I will bring one more.
Yes, thank you.
One moment. We are Phallic.
Welcome.
Mm, what is your wish for us?
I believe that if I'm correct, this was one of our members, Susan, requested you the Farok. Susan?
Yeah.
Yes, is this the Feroc that I've been channeling lately?
Yes, but we come through differently through this being than through you. This is a more elemental representation. What
So
is it?
can you, so my question is if you can share with me any additional information about you. I understand you're a sentient consciousness, a new collective that
We are
that I was
five.
told months ago I would start channeling, and I have recently started channeling you, and that you have kind of a deep low vibration, like almost a bass tone vibration. So when I channel you, it comes through as a like just a low tone, like toning. So is
Yes.
there anything that you could share with me, yeah, about yourselves or how I can better assimilate to your energy and to channeling you?
We are cold fire. Cold fire is a creation of different chemical elements that does not heat, but a flame of coldness, a flame that is not fire necessarily. It has a sentience that we are. We are part of the flame. We are part of what is. This fire feeds on the chemicals that that are necessary for us to exist. We have been around for a long time, but we are now gathering together our consciousness and making it known that we are working together for purpose, project, functionality. We are sending out chemicals and energy into the realms around us, even though it is not heat. The chemicals that come together to make this flame do send off chemicals that have been changed molecularly so that others might breathe them. There are other beings in our realm. They are not aware of us completely. They know we exist. They know what we are, but they do not know who we are. We have to make contact with them. They regard us as necessary for their survival. So we are necessary for the survival of others. This is our servitude, but yet it is our great desire to do so, for in doing so, we do exist. Our existence is necessary. Even amongst ourselves, we intermingle and are part of a joy because we are able to facilitate this need for them and for each other. We are interactive one to another and enjoy each other's flame. It is not like the solid form that they have. Our form moves and interacts and is more playful. but important, very important. We have much information about the universe, for there are other cold flames that exist and other hot flames that exist. We are related. What other thing and piece of knowledge do you want to know?
May I ask something? Are you related to the jinn?
The jinn.
Because the jinn are described as a flame, a fireless flame, well, a fire flame, but a flame without heat, a blue flame.
Yes, they are not of our world, but they are consisting of similar kinds of chemical reactions as ours. We are related in that sense, but I do not know them personally.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question as far as what is our agreement to work together, and I understand it has to do with sharing illumination through channeling, through artwork, and if you can explain anything more about that, and
Yes.
and what realm do you exist? Is it galactic? Is it in the inner earth or elsewhere?
Our
Interdimensional?
relationship is, yes, as a flame, we do produce light. It is something else that we do produce that is necessary for other things and other beings to survive. Some live on light in the universe. So our working relationship is illumination through knowledge, illumination through light, and illumination through different natures and what you call emotions. We will work with you to become a greater and more familiar aspect of us. We are not part of your world. Not, you may see us as an elemental kind of being, but we are not elementals from your world. We are elementals from a different place, but we can send out our thoughts now. We are able to understand how to do this. As we release different chemicals into the air, they go into space. They go out of this atmosphere into other atmospheres. And with us being able to connect with these molecules, because they are still part of us in a way, we are able to connect the dots, so to speak, to bring ourselves to other places. And so now we bring ourselves to your world. It is a different way to move. You may not understand us, and this is a different way of understanding for most people. But we can exist this way, and this is how our existence is spread throughout the universe. If we can find the right chemicals on your planet, then we will become that fire here.
Okay. Thank you very much for that information. And I'm assuming that you are here to assist humanity with the ascension, to benefit humanity through your sharing your energies with us.
Yes, and light.
And light.
And our understanding of what ascension is through what we've seen of ascension over millions of years. It is that we are not foreign to it. At one time, we were not the flame that we are now, we have also ascended. We were smaller, less colorful, and less useful. And now we are greater and more powerful and more useful. Is that all there is?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just thank you for all of that wonderful information, and I will definitely continue to connect with you. So I will
You will
be talking.
understand. Yes.
No, go ahead.
You will understand us more. You hear us as a low tone. There is great energy in the tones. The tone evens out everything so that things can be of one. We are of a oneness. This is something that is a story of the universe. And you will learn more about oneness through the fire.
Yes, I often connect with the violet flame and the triune flame within my heart. So thank you very much for sharing this wonderful information. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Yeah.
So much love to you.
Much love.
Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting.
Are there no other questions?
Well, I have some questions, but I think that they can come at another time.
Very well. I will leave you now. One moment. I'm Sphericos.
Welcome, Sphericos.
Greetings. It is good to see all of you. How can I help you?
Sphericos,
Yes.
I'm the one that asked for you. Is there any, how are you
Okay.
doing, I should say?
Good, my dear. How are you?
I'm good too, sweetie. Is there any information on the solar flares or the Earth situation that's going on around us, or anything that you may know about that you can share with us?
There is multitudes of information about all these things, but I cannot share it all. But I can tell you the solar flares are just a periodical reaction of your sun, and they will last for a certain while. Sometimes they last for 10 years, and other times they last for 50 years, or even less or more. They're sporadic. But the sun must release these energies periodically. So it is just a natural phenomenon. There is no one guiding or directing it. The sun is in charge of its own elements. That I can tell you about the sun. As far as what is going on in your world, there is a great many different things happening, some very good and some very bad. But your war is something that is the most concern because it is a threat to your survival. This is something that I do not think that the aliens from out here, the elders or the guardians, will allow to happen. But I do not know how they will stop it. But I know that I have heard it said that they do not want any more use of nuclear or atomic weapons on this planet. So I am assuming that they will have something to do with it to stop it. I do not know. That is the only information I have about that. But I can tell you this. They are working to change things, make things brighter and more loud, and to help humanity grow and expand faster than they have been. even though your evolution has been incredibly quick, they want to even make it faster because they feel that this is the time for humanity to change, for humanity to grow, for humanity to become more than it is. Of course, there is evolution coming, that which is telepathy and things of that nature. But they want to also bring about the encouragement of the use of the consciousness as a power, as an element of force, so that they can use it for good and for power on this planet. Once the consciousness is able to be used by many, they can come together and use it to break down negativity or break down things that are not necessary in your realm. The only problem with that is that some people misuse the consciousness. Some people misuse what is known as power in their world. And so even the good can stop being good and use their power. It is not something that is looked upon favorably, but it is something that has happened. And so they are very concerned about giving more power to your people at this time. However, they see that that may be necessary for your survival.
Well, thank you. And another question is, there's a couple of people that don't know who you are. Can you give them a little information about your background?
I am a reptilian. I am named Sphericos, and I am an Eliashondai Zendi being. We are from Andromeda. We are friendly. At least I would hope that you would see us that way. I would see that we want to integrate with your peoples, not physically, but I mean, yes, physically, but not in the way that it would be disturbing to your world. That is hard to express. But we do want to interact with your people, teach them, and have them teach us about your way of life, your rituals, your means of understanding. For you are curious to us, and we are curious to you. But your governments will not allow us very close to you because we have always been seen as a threat. We have always been seen as the ones that will invade your planet, but we have no desire to do that. We have no desire to take over another world. The world that we live on and the places that we have for ourselves are enough to handle. So taking over another world would not be something that we would look forward to. We just want to help. We just want to interact and be as helpful and be as friendly and neighborly, is that a word? Yes, as possible.
Thank you. What is your position, like, as far as?
I'm the captain of my ship, which is a scouting ship. It's now a science ship. It has many different hats that it wears because they've changed the way that they are doing the commanding. So my ship is more of a space, your solar system is where our space is right now. And it is a science craft, and it is a scouting craft, and it is now functional as a warcraft, but we pray that that is never has to be used.
Well, thank you. I'm going to see if there's any other questions that people might like to ask.
Thank you. Thank you. Wendy, did you want to ask Sphericos a question? Because I did skip Wendy. I don't know if that's something for you, or would you like to wait?
I can go ahead and ask a question as long as he's here. Hello and greetings.
Greetings.
I was actually going to ask if doing science over the planet, then perhaps this is something that you can answer. So while we were in Mount Shasta, we had done some work at the headwaters and other lake and of course on the land. And I'm wondering how that work affected other sacred sites during the fall equinox and how it affects going forward, if you can help with that question.
Any positive energy of that source can be seen from far away. So a group of beings that is doing this kind of work will appear as a bright light in the sky, even over wherever they are doing the work. And yes, it has affected many other places with positive energy. There was much laughter and much joy. So therefore, it was a very positive experience, and it was very effective for each and every one of you, as well as for the butterfly effect through the universe and through your world. Your realm benefited from it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I know we're being called to go to many other locations across the US and abroad. Recently, I had a dream where Hong Kong was shown to me, represented to me. Do you see that just as down the road, future calling?
There are places there that are needing advice or needing information. They do not look on the spiritual realm as closely or as upliftingly as you do.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, before you leave, may I ask for a blessing for all the new babies and the ones that are mamas that are currently carrying children?
Of course.
Thank you so much. Blessings and love to you.
Ruhati Nyawa Kura Kusha Rowana Evia Kwata Rosa Uwawa Yanodu Kuri Yeshushuatwa Mana Yalala we Wunda Kuiki Gosh Manum Tibie Walk or we pray for the children. Let them rise. Let them grow. Let them be a light in the world. Let them not be hungry. Let them be of a spiritual use. May they be happy and well cared for. May they be all they are meant to be. Life is precious. Every life is precious. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Ryan has a question for you. Go ahead, Ryan.
Greetings, Sphericos.
Greetings.
I am an old and ancient soul, and I want to know, am I carrying any negative karma from any of my past lives, especially the ones where I was Anunnaki?
There is negative karma. It has been cleared to some extent, but there is still more. Wait, one moment, please.
Please scan my body, because the ones on the Enki bloodline have put an implant in my head, and they working on removing it, because I do have a lot of beings come around me, like the Seraphim and God. Are they going to be working on removing this implant, because they use this implant to harass me and control me?
The implant has been removed and replaced and removed and replaced.
They keep doing that.
The reason for this is because they do want control.
I know.
Why they want control is not quite clear. They have something that is secret, something that is not known, that they are working on.
Secret technology, secret.
You are part of that project.
How do I find out more about the secret information or project?
Secret information usually does not come out. unless the
Right.
people that have the secret will tell it.
Right.
So I can only tell you that the project has been going on or ongoing for many years.
Yes, they have been working on it for many years. Do you know why I reincarnated into this current human reincarnation? Why did my soul reincarnate?
So they can do whatever it is that they need to do.
And my soul agreed to that.
At some point it did, yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's not for my highest good. And should I continue praying to God
It
or
is
asking
not for the
help?
highest good of this body or
No,
being, but it
exactly.
may be for a higher good in the future for others. You are a test. You are a petri dish.
Well, the things they do to me to control me are not good, and I'm trying to get them. I want them out of my body and my consciousness. They keep putting these things back in me, and it's like very frustrating that I can't keep it removed permanently.
There will be a time.
Okay. Any other messages you can share with me about this? What's going on with me that you have?
All I know is what I have told you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help, and God bless and blessings to you.
Blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Ryan, and then I believe Kat has a question. Am I correct?
Kat.
Kat is here.
Greetings.
Hello, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We have here in Vancouver in Canada, we have so it's what, 8th October, and we have like almost full summer, which is very unusual.
Yes.
And well, what can you tell me about this? Is it something connected with pole shifting, or?
Yes. It is a climate change due to the poles shifting and interfering with the jet streams. The jet streams are not running normally. They're very erratic at this time. You will notice that sometimes you will have a very several days of very warm weather, and all of a sudden it stops and it's cold, and it turns exactly the opposite, or it gets very cold very quickly within days. And it is that the pole shift is affecting that, and we are trying to facilitate or help the poles not to move out of a distance where it cannot be controlled. If they reach a certain distance away from the actual true north where they should be, the earth would flip over, and we do not want that to happen, even though that has happened hundreds of times over the last billion years. It is not something that we want to see happen again.
Okay, so this is like a permanent.
It is not necessarily permanent, but it is something to be aware of. It is something that is right now permanent. Yes, the pole has not been returned to normal.
Okay, you're saying that the poles will return to normal, so we will have the same cycles, seasonal.
Perhaps not in your lifetime, but we will work on adjusting them. You will note that no scientific information about what is happening with the poles is really there. They have said there's moderate change in the poles, and they have not really reported it accurately, and so not to cause anybody any chaos or fear. But they are actually very troubled over the fact that the poles have moved so far. So we are keeping them in place and trying to push them back into the right place meant that they were. But pushing back is like trying to stop the ocean from coming onto the shore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Um, how in normal conditions without any help from outside, how long it would take to shift?
In no time at all, really.
Yeah.
Without
like
help, the earth would have already flipped about 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Interesting.
yes, there will be a period of time where this will be a danger, and it will continue for a while, but then it will come back into the relationship with the sun that it had before the axis started to move. And that will push the axis back to where it was. At least that's what scientifically should happen, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But right now, that cannot happen because of the way that the solar flares are going. The sun, in relationship to the planet, is moving. The gravitational pull of all the planets and the sun together cause this to happen every several 100,000 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will go to my second question. How, in your estimation, how do you think when free energy will be coming to Earth?
I do not see that as something that will be in the far distance. It will have to happen at some point, and I do not see it in the far distance. But to you, it would be still a little distant, perhaps 30 years.
So 30 years. Okay.
That would be my estimation. It could be incorrect, but that is what I see, how fast you are evolving, how that would work. It is already available to some, but they will not share it, and it will not be part of everyday life for quite a while yet.
Of course, no. I just want to. I could try to look into it, but I don't.
It is all right.
Yeah. I appreciate. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Karen?
Yes. I'm well in control. Thanks, Kat. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, Benny has a question. Go ahead, Benny.
Yes, hello. Hi, Sphericos. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet everyone here, and to you as well.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to give you my best regards.
Thank you.
May I ask, how old are you in human years?
About 90 some. I figured it out just recently. It's between, I used to think it was more like 50 some, but I realize now that human years are shorter. So I'm about 90.
Okay.
But we live a long time.
All right. And is there some kind of time dilation between your realm and ours, or is it the same?
Oh, yes, we do. We do not see time the way you see it. Your time is based on your rotation around the sun.
Mm-hmm.
A 24-hour, 365 to 66 days, etc., etc. We do not have that from our world. Our time is not the same as your time.
Okay. Well, I know I have a past life in Andromeda. Do you know, did we meet in the past, or do we know each other?
In Andromeda.
Yes.
Yes, you were actually reptilian long time ago, but you were not happy in that life. You did not like being reptilian. You felt it at that time to be too barbaric for you. Your mindset was actually beyond the barbarian activities of many of the reptilians at that time. And so you found yourself as being ostracized by them because they did not see things the way you did. You are also different in the way that you perform your deeds and tasks. They were very unstructured, but you have more structure. So they did think that that was respectable. They thought your structural system, the way you did things, the organizational portion of who you are, was interesting, and they did put you to use in some ways, but they didn't speak to you very often. They just used you.
Okay. And do you know maybe my name that was given at that time?
Ruha Ka.
Okay, thank you. I would like to know, is there any still any Andromeda being, maybe from my past indeed, that I can communicate with through meditation?
You can meditate with your past life if you wish. Ruha Ka.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Is there any other message that you can give me to help me grow?
Yes. At this time, there are many things in your world that are very fearful. You may not be fearful, but there are many people around you that are. And so you must allow yourself to be a light to them so that they are not afraid.
Okay, yeah, that's nice advice. I would like to thank you and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. It is true of many of you that there are fearful people around you, and you may be fearful yourself. So be aware that fear does not help anything. It is only a negativity that is proliferated through your thoughts of it, meaning that you can bring negativity to others through your fear and bring negativity to yourself as well. Do not do that. It is not necessary at this time.
Thank you. There's a few questions from YouTube I'd like to get to quickly. From Haywet Met Wally, the question is, what do humans and reptilians have in common? Do we share a problem?
Yes, we share problems of anger. We share problems of love. Love is difficult for humans and for reptilians. It can be a brutal thing and it can be an amazing thing, as same as on your planet. Although we do not feel emotions as strongly as you do, we see that they have the same outcomes as your emotions do. We are actually more primitive than some of the beings out here in the sense that we do have more emotion and more ability to feel it. And we find that humans are even greater in this aspect. They feel emotions even stronger than we do. So we do not envy you that position because we find emotions to be very trying at times. And we find that we sort of envy those that have less of them.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Solaris that says, are we in darkness's final attack? It looks like they're trying to cause chaos with the expectation to rise from the ashes as saviors. Can you update us on who is winning this silent war for Earth?
Well, that is a very loaded question. It has many different sides and aspects to it. But I will say this. Yes, there is a great rise of negativity in your realm and in the realm of your solar system as well. It is that negativity is rising up and wants to overcome that which is good so that they may possess all the things that they want for themselves. They do not really require humanity. They do not really require the atmosphere that humanity lives in. They do require the minerals, the organic portions of the planet that are rich in uranium and radioactive substances. These are the things that they are looking for. They'd care not to live here on your world, but they would destroy it just to have all the things that they want from it, which is something that is being stopped by many different species. But there are several areas of your world that have still not been completely mined, like areas in northern Canada and Siberia, and many areas of your world that have many, many minerals and nutrients that they need that have not actually been mined and have a great deal of substance for them. The bottom of the ocean, inside the bottom of the ocean. So they are looking to take advantage of just having what they want. But I will say this in the other frame of mind. There are those many, many species that are working against that, that are trying to stop any beings from taking over this planet, changing it in any way, and keeping it alive. So it is that your people are feeling the harshness of the dark side, if you would call it that, and the benefits of the good side. Because if not for the good side, the bad would have already taken over and won. But they are having a hard time because there are too many against them.
Thank you for your very in-depth answer to that question. Ryan has another question. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yes.
Are you there?
Are muted.
Ryan?
Perhaps he is gone.
Perhaps he stepped away. Okay. There's a question from Joan. She says, is there any information about the aliens or the galactics, or when the aliens or galactics will show up for more people? She had just recently a dream that it would be within the year or this year or next year. Any messages? And she said
she is talking about
an invasion.
She had seen an invasion. The invasion is a symbol of the earth being taken over by negativity, but it's not necessarily an invasion such as wars and bombing from outer space. It is an invasion of your space from a spiritual standpoint. The spirit of the planet is getting darker and lighter at the same time. Dualistic energies fighting one another. And so she sees that there is a war going on, and that is true. There is a great battle in the cosmos, in the spirit. And so we see that as well. There's also battling going on in your wars. There's battling going on in every country. Families are being divided, and people are being divided from friends, etc., because of silliness, really, and belief systems that they just can't come to grips with, because there's no love involved in these belief systems. There's only self-involvement. They cannot love someone else that believes differently than themselves. So this is a spiritual battle, and it will become even a greater spiritual battle within the next couple of years. And yes, there will be great turmoil as we can see it coming. This is what we've been told. We ourselves, the Eliashondai Zendi, cannot see these future things for you, or we're not permitted to. So we can see our own future, but we cannot see it in relationship to your world, because at this point we have not been accepted into your world. So we are outside of your conception of many things. We would have to know you better to be able to give you any kinds of futuristic thought processes, but we have our own. But as far as a war, yes, it's a spiritual battle. And that is, it can be seen in many different symbols and ways.
Okay, thank you very much. There is a question from a nice in the YouTube chat asking about what's going to happen in Iran with the women that are now sort of making this soft revolution. Do you see any monumental changes coming for Iran?
The revolution will become more harsh because those in power will refuse to give in to them and will use in every way they can to destroy this uprising. This regime needs to be destroyed. And that is what they are trying to do. You see, these women believe that the regime will not change, and that is why they are fighting. They want the regime to be overturned. They do not believe they can change it. They believe that only it can be changed if they make the change, if they become the martyrs and heroes for it. And they are determined to move forward. But so is the regime determined to move forward. This will get much worse.
But will they be successful?
That is a blurred future because there are several decisions by both sides that need to be made in order for them to succeed. I believe they will succeed, and I hope they do succeed because they need to. But they are now getting support from other places. And so these other places will support them. And the media is also supporting them. So this is something that is very powerful. And as the media is supporting them, the regime knows this is a very bad sign for them.
Mm-hmm. Do you not agree that, and this is a different question, but along the same lines, that any major change in any major country from an oppressed people really has to come from the people? It usually doesn't work when another group comes in and conquers and tries to install change, but when the people finally rise up, like the reason that's why Ukraine is winning, that they're fighting for their country, and in Iran, they're fighting for their freedom, and it's just
correct. There's more of a tenacity to win, more of an understanding of what they're fighting for. The others, if you are fighting for a real cause, then you are more tenacious and more bombastic about how you approach the situation. You will do anything you feel is necessary to get done what is needed to be done. And that is how these women feel.
Yes, yes. Well, we wish them all the strength and then the perseverance to fight for their freedom, for their voice. And the same with the Ukrainian people. We stand with them and are an incredible inspiration to everyone. And
they are unafraid.
Yeah, well, they're fighting for our entire world. And what an amazing thing to see them rise to this challenge.
They are unafraid to give their lives for this because they see the change as such a necessity that they are not afraid of being martyred for it.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. And let me just make sure. Benny, did you have another question or?
Yes, if I may.
Okay. Yes, go ahead, sure.
Well, just I have one question. Several sources say that Enki of the Anunnaki will return to help restore the human DNA to its original form. Is there any truth to this?
There is no proof of this, but it has been said. And even the Anunnaki have said that they will return. They just have not been permitted to return because of crimes against nature. But they will be allowed to return in the future, yes. And I believe that Enki is already here.
Okay. That was all I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, I think that was all the questions that we had for you.
I have
Very
a
well.
question. I do have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry about that, because like I was trying to do a couple things at different. I just want to just go back. You just said that Enki is already here. Are you saying he's incarnated here?
As far as my knowledge is concerned, there is an energy that is known as Enki on your planet.
All right. That was my one and only question.
Very well. One moment, and I will bring someone else.
Sphericos, it's Barbara.
Greetings.
I just want to say thank you for coming,
You are welcome.
and I will be talking to you soon, my love.
Much love to you. I will be with you.
Bye-bye.
Greetings. This is Takara. How is everyone doing?
Thank you. Welcome to Kerr. Welcome.
I believe someone called me. I'm not
Yes.
sure why.
Well, you're very desired. So let me see. Michelle called you.
Greetings.
Hi, Takara. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I channeled you about a week ago, and the information that came through was because we were asking about first contact and when that might happen. And you had said possibly as soon as February. Now, did that information come through correctly?
Well, yes. It was a little incomplete, but yes, first contact is already happening. It has already started in your planet with individuals who are revealing themselves as aliens to the Earth. There will be another phase starting in February of first contact. Does not mean that ships will be falling on landing or anything of that nature, but there will be a new attitude toward alien contact that will arise during that period of time. And it is true that first contact is in phases. And so as it is in phases, the new phases, there's many phases that we see, and that will be another phase to it. And we will continue to build on each of these different things until we are able to make a full and utter contact in every way possible.
So what about the galactic spouses? That was more where we're going with that question.
Yeah, that will be
something.
Yes, they should resolve their problems by February.
Okay, so it can go ahead by then.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
That is how it is perceived at this point.
Yes, when I channeled that information, it was very, the general consensus was that it was February, but it wasn't specific. It wasn't this is going to happen in February. It was,
I made the information more general for the public, since not everyone here has a spouse.
Right. Okay.
But
Thank
yes,
you so
that
much.
is a new phase in interaction with alien beings.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah. This is something that we have been looking forward to. We pray that, and it looks as if they will have everything ironed out for that kind of contact by February or possibly March of next year. Hopefully, all these things will come to pass.
wonderful. You've made my day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, someone had a question, but now they don't. All right, let me just check the chat really quick. All right, okay. Elizabeth Beam is sending to love to you.
Elizabeth, greetings.
And let's see, Francesca wants to know what are the age and names of her hybrid children. Francesca Stati.
Does she not know any of this? I guess not.
No, she must not, or she just, that's what she typed. I'll ask a different question if she can maybe respond. Do you know anything about your hybrid children, Francesca? Okay, Jorma says, do the galactics give us the celestial chambers which can only repair the altered DNA?
Well, that's two different questions. Well, actually, there's a couple different answers to that. First of all, yes, the chambers, the healing chambers, come from outside of your realm. There are some that are made by your military, which are not as stable and not as good, but they still work. They still have some advantages to the body. They can help minor things and some moderate things. But yes, the chambers that are very effective come from outside of your world. As far as genetic deficiencies, I'm not sure what you meant by that. But yes, healing does happen. But there are genetic things happening to each individual that are not defects and do not need to be healed. But there is a program that is changing some genetics in human beings, some DNA in human beings, to make them more space worthy, to make them more able to be in a ship or a flying vehicle, or become interdimensional, or they can transport themselves from one place to another. So there are genetic mutations happening, but they are for your benefit and not for your harm. They will not cause disease or any of this nature, but there are genetic alterations happening. But I will tell you that these machines will heal health issues and heal things that are not in your blueprint, that are negative, if that is understood.
Okay, thank you. Let me see. There's a question that says, is the human genetic, I don't know what this means, is the human genetic used to promote the Zeta hybrid agenda? Is that a?
No.
Okay, thank you. That wasn't a clear question.
I understood it perfectly.
Okay.
But
And
no, it's not, there's not an agenda of negativity in any way, shape, or form. It is an agenda of advancement, basically. And that is, they were talking about advancing humans earlier, much more quickly. And so sometimes for several, I don't know exactly how many, but for very, very many, they are changing and altering DNA to make them space worthy, to make them be able to resist radiation, things of this nature.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Kat. Now we're coming towards the end, so let's do one question per person, please. So go ahead, Kat.
Yeah, I have a sci-fi question. Was there in the history of the Earth, when an invasion or a big ET problem was stopped by one human being, by one being?
There was many invasions and many battles around your planet, but it was not stopped by one being. It was stopped by perhaps a group of beings, but there was probably one person that spoke for these beings, but it was that intervention had to happen for these wars to stop on your planet. There were populations of people on your planet that were alien already, and that they were warring with other factions or other parts of, or other beings on other parts of your planet. And so it became an interesting battle long ago. And it also went through Russia, Ukraine, China, down through into the Indian and Mediterranean areas. This battle was also in India. I just said that, but it was also in Pakistan, in those areas right in there, and in Europe in some places.
So it's not a rare thing.
It's not what?
It's not a rare thing.
No. It happened many times in your history.
And this group was actually belonging to Earth, not to...
Well, the aliens were fighting with each other on Earth. But yes, someone had to come in and straighten things out.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, Takara.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Benny has a question. Go ahead, Benny.
Yes, hello. Hi, greetings, Takara.
Greetings.
I just have a question. Who is eligible to use the healing chambers? Can I apply for healing my eyesight?
There are many that are eligible for using the chambers, but they are not available right now. They're out of phase due to the fact that governments were trying to backward engineer them, but using some of that technology for negativity and for warfare. And so they took them out of phase so they wouldn't have the information that they needed to complete this warfare mission. And so they will come back into phase as soon as some governments stop looking for them. But there are still a couple governments looking for these machines and believe that they are still on Earth somewhere. But they were taken out of phase by the Venusians, the Orions, and the Pleiadians.
Okay.
But I'm sure that you will be eligible for them. They will make themselves known again when they are back into phase.
Okay, and there is not a kind of procedure to apply, or?
No application necessary. They will just tell you where these are and you will go there.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you so much. Greetings, Takara. How are you today?
Greetings. I am well.
Thank you, as am I. I have a question. I have been doing a lot of heart clearing since we've gone to Mount Shasta. So much has been released. It's been beautiful. But I'm wondering if you can tell if my auric or etheric fields, along with my body, has additional karma that I'm still working on clearing. And if so, what percent?
All right. There is always karma that does not want to be cleared. There is always karma that is deeply embedded, as we would say, from past lives or from the very fact that you do not wish to release it in a way that would be healing to you. And let me tell you why these things occur. Because there are some things that you did that you weren't sorry for, that you did them intentionally and with meaning and with malice. And you did them because of the pain that was caused by the other person or whatever it was. These things are very, very difficult to be released. And they can be very ancient as well. But I see that there's not much left, not much karma left, maybe about 8%.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Is there any area I can maybe consider during my meditation to assist with that? I know I've been asked to focus on Egypt and to start bringing back sacred ceremonies from the Egyptian times. So perhaps it's related to that?
It is actually related to a life in Norway, where during a period where the Norse gods were in demand, in command, I should say, and they had killed your family. Not the Norse gods, but a conquering force came and killed your family, and you did everything in your power to destroy them, and you were not sorry for your efforts. The hatred was so deep. So that is the area that needs forgiven.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate that guidance, and we'll continue on with my goal. And I hope that anyone else dealing with karma is working on their healing as well.
The thing is, this was a very dire time, and you got over that. You finally got over it, but you still have not forgiven. There was one particular person that you trusted very much and that betrayed you enormously. That one person you still have not forgiven.
Okay, I will work with my higher self to determine that relationship and forgiveness. Yeah. I know I've been doing a lot of, and this is also guidance for everybody else listening, of course, that, as you're working on forgiving yourself and forgiving others in this time, in all lifetimes and all dimensions and planes, it's definitely a difficult chore to go through, but yes, I appreciate
you have done well,
and everyone.
You have done well.
Thank you so very much. I do appreciate that. Oh, one more question, please. I had a lot of Lemurian crystals that came back with me from Mount Shasta, and while I was sleeping, I was having volcanic energy and my whole body was shaking. And when I woke up, most of them were like broken in half, were in thirds. Can you tell me what happened, or if there's messages for me or Lemurians?
Yes. What it means is that these crystals have messages for you. They broke in the places where the messages were to come out. They put themselves into your dream state. They put themselves into your subconscious. And so now those messages are within you.
Okay, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. My blessings to you and to all the Lyrans.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Christine has a question. Go ahead, Christine.
Hello, Takara. Oh, man. Oh, it was about the CRISPR technology. I was wondering just how far away from it being now open to everybody's use are we from that?
The CRISPR?
Yeah, it's a technology which goes into our DNA.
Oh, yes, that.
And heals from the DNA out.
Yes, that is something that already exists. It exists in many species, but it is not going to be well used in your species yet because it would destroy the pharmaceutical monies that come in. And pharmaceutical monies are probably the greatest monies on your planet. Billions, trillions of dollars are made through pharmaceuticals. And if this were to come about, then they would lose billions. But they do have the technology.
Is there a way that we can, through prayer and positive thinking, overcome this greed?
Yes. And you will eventually do so, yes.
Oh, it's the eventually.
I believe that you will, yes.
Okay.
But it takes a lot of people thinking about it, knowing about it, to be able to be functional, to be able to get that technology working in your world.
Okay. Thank you, Takara.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Lilypad. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Greetings.
Lilypad, you got to unmute.
Yes, sorry. Hello, Takara. My question is maybe a little bit political. I was wondering what's the intention of in Central America. There is this small country called El Salvador, and I was wondering is the this president intentions for the country?
One moment, please. I'm not aware of all the presidents and all the countries, but I can see that. Let me zone in on there. One moment. Well, he wants to be a powerful leader. He wants the people to respect him. So he is going to do what he can to be respected by the people. I don't know if all of his intentions are great or good, but he does want the people to respect him. So he will do the things that will make the people respect him.
And last question is about Texas governor. Do they have good intentions now that probably is a re-election?
No. The Texas governor I cannot say he is a good old boy, as they would be called. And they have certain beliefs and prejudices that will not be overcome. He is not about the people, but about power. He is not about helping any class to change, except he is part of a class that he likes to be part of. And I don't think that he is a negative person, but he's not working toward a positive end.
Thank you for answering the question. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're really coming sort of towards the end. If you want to maybe share, if you have a message for us in general, Takara, that would be a beautiful time to share it.
Well, I'm just wanting to say that there are several different kinds of energies that are already available to humans right now. I need you to, in your meditations, sort out these energies and use them properly in yourself, and you will no longer have headaches or fatigue or things of this nature. What is happening is humans are taking in all these energies and they're just all becoming convoluted, and they're not functioning properly within the human body. They're just functioning in a mass. And if you would define the energies, such as the feminine energy, the energy for spirituality, the energy for intelligence and wisdom, and there's several different kinds of energies that are there all at once, and you have to really find them and put them in their perspectives, because not every one of you will use all of these energies. And so you can just say, I don't know what this energy is. I don't really need it at this time. And so you can set it aside instead of letting it just run rampant in your body and run rampant in your mind, because it's causing a lot of confusion, a lot of fuzzy brain, a lot of fatigue, a lot of irritability and frustration. So in your meditations or prayers or whatever you do, try to separate these energies, or pray that these energies are separated for you so that you can deal with them properly and deal with the ones that you need and get rid of the other ones, because there are so many, and not everyone will use all of them, but some people will use more than others, and others will just use a few of them. So it is that you understand that this is the rise of feminine energy in your realm. And so that's one of the main ones, one of the more powerful ones that are there. Even with men, that can be very helpful, but it is a rise of feminine energy in the sense that it is to be equated with man. Men and women are equal. And this is the energy that rises up to meet that equality measure. And so remember to keep that in mind. That is one of the more powerful energies that have been released, and the energy of wisdom, the energy of channeling, the energy of spirituality and understanding that in a greater way. Wisdom and spirituality are two different things, so don't confuse them. But there are so many energies that are there. You must deal with them and bring in the ones and use the ones that are meant for you.
Thank you so very much. All right. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for sharing, and to all the beings that were here today. It was a beautiful, wonderful, how do you say it? Beautiful exchange. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Much love to you.
Much love to you all. I will bring Jim back.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
Very eventful, fast-moving webinar.
Wow. Okay, good.
We had a lot of beings come through and a lot of questions were answered and beautiful information shared. So
Good.
yeah.
Excellent.
Great. All right. So Angie, if you want to do some announcements, then we'll finish with some prayers.
Thank you very much. We have our class scheduled for next weekend, channeling class. It is from 1:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Jim will be channeling in that class. And if you're interested, classes at hucolo.org. And it will be anyone that's interested in learning more about channeling, wanting to learn about channeling. It's a fully encompassing class with individual instruction. Again, classes at hucolo.org for information or to register for that class. It's $150. We have our next class that's going to be scheduled. We haven't got the date set up yet. It is Tarot Masterclass, and focusing on connecting with your higher self, teachers, and spirit guides, and past lives. That is also classes at hucolo.org. And I will get information about that class out to everyone as well.
Thank you. All right. Did we lose Jim? I think we lost Jim. He froze for a moment and then I think he fell off. Did he? Yes, I think he did.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay, that's okay. So why don't we just close with two beautiful blessings. We'll do Michelle and Wendy, and then we'll say goodnight. And next week, we're going to do what we were going to do last week, which was an open channeling. Some people want to do some healing. And so we're going to do an open channeling. And everyone who is in the room that would like to contribute to the answers of the channeled answers that we get, we'll be taking questions from inside the room, from YouTube. So, okay. Wendy, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thank you. Kung kuranya rata itu kuira pahayana to kurunya achikuruya na rapa hoera na nara kiro to ramahira kaira to hoina ra kaira to nara akuhiana na hiu to apahira ta nara kaito ini tuh irre ini tuh irre mergi turian naratat dia.
You know, they were just reminding me of in the Lion King, they were like, hey, that thing, whatever it is.
Maybe.
All right. Go ahead, Susan.
Right. To siakia ho sikititia ho haziki o teteyakia sukuia yeskia. There are many changes during these times. Sukoto hi kiai husikiai toko haia hi toko yesikita. Continue to go within the heart. Sukoto hia tekuto hiazuka ya isikuto hia sikitoko hiazia hi toko hi te kaya hi yoko tititia u kia yetia ko. Hiazia, this is Satira, Sukoyai, Tokoyai, Yoko of the Sacred Heart Dragon, Sukotai, Toko, Hiatakia, Tekotoyai, Hiasukoyai, call upon me and my clan. Hisukoyai, Tokotoyai, to activate and open your hearts. Hoseai, Tokoyai, Tsukoyai, Tokoyi, to allow your love to expand, Sukoyai, Sukotiai, and to be shared with your brothers and sisters, Sukotai, Yazuyo Koyai, to Sukotiai, Tokoyatiai, Suko, expand the love on the planet, Sakaya, Yatoto, Hazia Ko, Yaikia, Yutotoyai, Sakatahia, Tuyai Kai, Hosea, Ukia, Yataketa, Totoyati, Totoyai, Sikatiai, Yasukoyai, you are greatly loved, Sukotoya. He who would know this. We honor you, and the light that you bring to the planet. Continue to know your power and truth, and express it in the world. Much blessings.
Much blessings. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Jim just came back. He's come back. Okay. Much love to you and thank you so very much. And Jim just came back. Jim, we just did the blessings without translations. But if you want to, hold on.
Translate.
Hold on. Be quiet. Jim. Wait, let me unmute you. You're muted, Jim. You're muted. Let's see.
How's that?
Perfect. So Wendy would like her channeling interpreted, if you can still do that.
And me too, Susan.
I didn't hear it.
Your whole thing.
I didn't hear them. That's
right. So you have to wait till next time.
They were obviously not meant to be interpreted this time, but because I didn't hear any of the words, and so there's no interpretation. Hold on, let's see if they can. I don't hear anything, but they were definitely important messages, but they were not meant to be heard at this time. And so they said they will reiterate these. They will reiterate these messages in the future. They must be heard, but not right now. That's probably why they kicked me off. Because all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah.
It was all of a sudden it was just gone. I've never experienced that before. I could see and hear everybody. I mean, I could see everybody. I couldn't hear everybody. I could see.
Oh wow.
Well,
but there was no sound. There was no nothing. And then all of a sudden, I just.
Now you're muted.
I have to come back in.
Yeah, that's connected.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll just take that as the answer, and we will wish everyone a fantastic rest of their weekend. Jim, we will see you in 2 weeks. Yes?
Yes.
So we'll see Jim in 2 weeks. We'll see everybody next week, and much love to you. Have a fantastic, fantastic week, and hug yourself. I don't know what else to say.
Yes. Much love to you all. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Much love.
All right. Bye-bye. It was good seeing everyone.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye, all around.
Thank you.